Greetings, everyone. I just want to say thank you, allow me to come into your ears one more time. Um, this is a part two of what happened to the family. Um, I know some was upset. I know some was discouraged, but it's just the plain truth. Sometimes you got to push the truth in people's eyes to see, let them see what you see. And sometimes it hurt. Sometimes people don't like it. Sometimes it irritates them, or it gets on their nerves. But I'd rather have the truth than someone lie to me. Because right now there's a lot going on in the world, and the last people that you have and that you depend on is family. Because family is supposed to be the foundation of your hope, your survival, your encouragement. Because family is the backbone. Because you all share the same blood. But sometimes you got family members that's only out for themselves. And sometimes it hurts to realize that you got hurt by a family member, because that's where you get, that's like a bee sting. If a bee sting you, it's going to hurt, it's going to swell up. And that's how it is when you find out that a family member hurt you. And sometimes it get discouraging. Sometimes you want to cry. Sometimes you just want to punch that family member in the face. Sometimes because of your anger. And sometimes you have to evaluate family members too. Just because you got the same blood flowing through you, just like I got through me, do that really make us family, or that just make us associates? Because sometimes family can really stick it to you, and sometimes you have to outweigh the options. Do you really want to be around a family member? Because sometimes family members are like cancer. It spreads and it don't stop spreading, because all it takes is one person to get into another family member ear about you. And sometimes you look at it and be like, wow. So let me go into the topic as family. Ah, I caught a lot of grief. Um, I had a lot of phone calls about this, and some people are still in their feelings, because what I've learned dealing with this world is truth hurts, and sometimes we can't take that pill, because sometimes it be too big of a pill to swallow, and sometimes no matter how much water you drink behind it's still going to be tough to swallow. So this is why people accept a lie, because the truth, it hurts. And sometimes if you don't deal with certain family members, you're going to carry around bitterness, unforgiveness, and I tell you, before I found out who I was, I had a lot of anger towards my family, because I saw how they would treat me when I was young, and I couldn't believe it, because they still carry that same attitude as I got older, and I didn't understand about family, because when you never come from a family that had a decent foundation with the secrets, deception, and lies in the family, um, when you get older, that's when the truth comes out as far as dealing with family, because of the secrets, because um, don't nobody want to hurt nobody's feelings. But as a family, I think if you deal with situations as you get older and you deal with this stuff, man, I think it will help you. It's called healing. You got to heal from the pain of when someone hurt you, especially a family member. So the best thing to do is to talk about it, is to discuss it. If you gotta, vent and just scream and just clear your head, you get through it. But sometimes when that over time, that anger, that frustration, that it just builds and builds. to a point to where when you see that person, you just want to just go at them. You just want to like, man, this is hard. I can't get through it. But I think as adults, I think some people can be adults, some people can't, because some people still have childish ways, and some people still have that ignorant mind thinking process. So I just want to say that as a family, man, you got to get through the healing process because all in order to get through the fire, you're going to get burnt. And when you get burnt, you might not like it because it hurts and is really to a point to where you can't take it because of the pain. And sometimes um you have to just look at people and just be like, man, it is what it is with family. You love them, but you still go on. What I've learned with dealing with family is you still love them in spite of, because that's how you get your blessing. I don't think nobody on this earth is worth blocking my blessing that God has for me. So for me to get my blessings, I still got to show you love. I still have to show that compassion that you hurt me. But I'm the type of person, I will let you know if something bothers me. I'm going to tell you. But you ain't gotta like it. You ain't gotta say yeah, whatever. But I'm going to tell you because I have to get that off me. But I'm going to say it in a respectful way. So with the lies in the family, the lies is so deep in the family and so rooted that don't nobody want to talk about it because they want to feel embarrassed. They want to feel ashamed. But at the same time, man, I'm gonna tell you about my family. I can only speak about my family. When I was coming up, man, and it's not only just in my family, but it's in everybody's family. How my grandfather, man, was a true player. And I'm not condoning it. I'm not giving no kudos to it. I'm not doing none of that. But as you get older, you see stuff, you hear things, and it sticks with you. So I was told that my grandfather was a player. Um, and I mean, the lies are so deep in my family that my grandfather was knocking off everybody in the family. And come to find out, I'm thinking it's my aunt. Well, I'm thinking it's my cousin. It's really my aunt. Come to find out that my aunt is my cousin is really my aunt. So the lies that's in the family is so destructive and so hurtful because people are ashamed of what they've done. So this is why it carries on to the next generation as far as um, the hurt and deceit. So deceit comes in when because the adults they hiding what their parents did and they're hiding what their uncles and them did because that's deceitful now because now you hiding stuff and people done it because you don't want to talk about it. But at the end of the day, you have to talk about these things because if not, you're going to carry that on from generation to generation to generation. And now when it happens and it comes out, see, I'm the type of person that I don't always make the mark, but at least I try to do the right thing. I try to make sure that I try to do right by people because, like I say, I'm not going to do anything to block my blessings. I'm not having that. This is why I say with the unity, as a unit, we go through the fire, but we will come out as new creatures because we dealt with the pain, we dealt with the hurt. Now we got to heal it. We got to heal from this process that we went through. And I think it kind of went down from the second generation, the third generation. I don't even know about the fourth and the fifth generation because right now the second and the third generation is not close. Like I said in my first segment, some people are close with each other. And some people they tell you they like you, but they really don't like you because they don't like what you stand for. They don't like what you like talking about because look, to me, if I want to heal, I gotta talk about stuff that's gonna make me feel uncomfortable. We have to feel uncomfortable sometimes because if not, we're always gonna be miserable. We're always gonna carry that bitterness. We're always gonna carry that hatred. And we can't, how can we get our blessings when we continue to know that the family has secrets and you be the black sheep that bring it all to the forefront? It's not that you're trying to hurt anybody. It's just the fact that you're trying to get the family to heal, to come together. Because I can't even remember when we had a family reunion, man. And I remember when I was young, when the family used to come together. The last family reunion, I think it was back in 93, 94. But it was so much mess with that. So at the end of the day, we as the black family, man, I can't speak on nobody else's culture. I can't speak on nobody else's life. But I know in the black culture, man, it's a bunch of lies, deceit, hurtful, bitterness. It's all this is wrapped up in one, and the family is hurting because don't nobody want to be adult and sit down and talk about what's going on with them. And like for example, if I had a problem with somebody in my family, I'm going to be big enough and say, I need to talk to you because I have something that I want to talk about. It might make both of us feel uncomfortable, but it got to be said. It got to be talked about. If not, it's going to pull on to that next generation. And this is why our next generation is hurting, is because they see our parents in pain and they see the reaction that come from their parents. So now they're going to look at their parents like, man, my parents is tripping. My parents is this, because they don't understand that their parents carry their burdens. And now their burdens jump down to the first and second generation. So it's a strong hold. You know, you have to talk about it because the more you talk about it, the better it will become. To me, I don't have nothing against going to a therapist, but some of these families just really need you just to talk. I think miscommunication in a lot of families because um, egos. People don't want to talk about what's really going on because you know I'd rather feel embarrassed than get this stuff off of me. Talk about it. But some people just, they don't want to think about what's really going on, or they don't want to talk about um, healing process. You have to have a healing process. You can't just not just thinking you heal because you kicking in with this cousin, you kicking in with that cousin. But at the same time, man, but you still broken inside because you got issues from the past. And you got these Christians will say you are healed through Christ. That's true. But you gotta take the initiative. God can do it, but you gotta take the initiative for yourself. That's why I say family should be the most important thing, like your air you breathe, the water you drink, like food. That's how important family should be. It's none of that. Family is so all over the place now, man. You don't know who family member to trust. If you're going through something and you want to call somebody like, man, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. But at the same time, how can you get healing when that person that you ready to go to is broken just like you? Because they never took the time to go to a family member. They got a problem with a family member. I'll be the first to say, yes, I got problems with all my family members. But a lot of them don't like the way I deliver. A lot of them don't like uh, how I say things because when you're putting something in somebody's face, they don't like it. It makes them feel uncomfortable. It makes them feel nervous. It makes them feel like, um, man, what you talking about? Ain't nobody got time for that. So it's just to a point now that healing has to start. I can only speak in the black community. Now, and I'm saying not every race is not hurting, but in the black community, this is why we're so angry. This is why we're so, out of joint because we're in pain. And pain can bring on so much, man. Pain can bring on destruction. Pain can bring on stress. Pain can bring on heart attack. It can bring your blood pressure up because why go through this knowing that you can conquer this, man, if you just sit down as an adult and deal with your problems instead of running. You ain't gonna be able to run too long. You know, family. I to me, family is so important, man. We all we got. When things go down, who can we turn to? You're supposed to turn to family. That's the whole key of family. You not might get along with all your family members, but no matter what, family should come together. If you're a hood nigga, you're a hood rat, you're a thought, you're whatever you want to be. But family should never turn their back on each other, man, because everybody needs somebody to survive. I need you to breathe life into me. And that means I need your energy to be on point. I need your energy to make sure I can survive, make sure I can breathe what you're saying to me. I need your lifeline because you are my family member. But sometimes family member cut that cord. They cut it because why? Of the hurt, disgust, and agitated as far as you said something that they don't like. We all do things and we all say things that people don't like. But that should never separate family. Family should be closer than what family is. And I say it all the time. My family is not close. Like I said in my first segment, family is, yeah, but at the same time, how can you say that you love me if I call you, I love you, but your actions don't line up with you telling me? You saying a whole lot of mouth. I told you in the first segment, the mouth and the words that come out your mouth is like honey. It's good to the ear. Sounds good because now you're gonna touch my emotion side because you told me you love me. But yet you go behind my back and talk about help me to help you. That's all I'm saying. And as for family, man, we all need each other. I don't care. We ain't got a cot or a bucket to throw the piss out the window. At least we're together. That way we can talk. We can understand. We can communicate. We can just call each other and say, man, how you doing? I don't want nothing from you. I'm just calling you and telling you, hey, man, I love you. And I really mean it. I don't want nothing from you, but I just want to hear your voice because people are dying every day. You got to remember, you got to take this like this is your last day because you got people, God allowed the death angel come to people, man. And some people don't see the next day. And it might be somebody in your family that you was beefing with, that death angel tapped them on the shoulder and said, let's go. So this is why I'm saying you have to have family, man. All families not going to see eye to eye, but at least work towards the common goal to try to bridge that gap. The gap's been far too long. You know, um, I can go really hard in, but I just feel like it has to be some type of compassion with people, man, and family because they broke us up in family with destruction. So we got to come back to the basics as far as loving each other. And the basic is communication. I don't care about, you know, um, not loving me. That's your feeling because you have that right. And you have that right how you feel about me. But at the end of the day, I still gotta show love to you. I still have to do it, but no matter how you feel, but you still my family member because I don't want no danger coming towards you. I don't want no hurt coming to you. I would just want to send love and vibes your way because look at the world. The world is in disarray right now, and the world's so much in confusion. Who do we have at the end of the day? We got God, but I'm talking about in the physical form. We need each other. We got to stick together as a family. If a family member don't have no food in the house, we don't call up and talk about that family member. We go get together and put some groceries in that family house. What happened to this? In the black culture, we rather put money, jewelry, and everything in front of that family member because you think you overcame because you got all this little stuff. And it's only gonna last you temporary. Family is supposed to last for a lifetime until somebody close their eyes. pull, as the family member is dying, we should be pulling closer because at the end of the day, we still need each other, man. We need that chain. If the chain is broken, that means communication is broken. That means unity is broken. That means everybody is broken in the family. And we got to find a way to put the chain back together so we can make that wheel go. And the sparks in the wheel that is broken. It's broken. We have to find a way to get this stuff back in order. We cannot keep allowing society, everything around us to throw us off from family. Family is most important thing because we need each other, man. We have to have each other back. We don't do that anymore. We condemn, we tear down, we destroy, we tear each other, we tear family members down, big brick by brick, until we see that person is broken. And then when we see a family member that has a mental problem, we talk about, oh, she been crazy her whole life. But at the end of the day, she got the same blood that you have. It's running through her. You help people, man. And the thing about it is that I'm showing compassion today. Just throwing that out there. But at the same time, it's like, man, we got to do better than what we doing. We can't keep doing this. We can't, because who do we have at the end of the day, y'all? We got each other, and we need each other to breathe, man. We need each other like there's no tomorrow. We gotta continue to keep doing what we doing, man. And sometimes jealousy can creep in on each other too as family members. We can see a family, they tight with their husband and wife and kids. But then if you never had a foundation, you never had uh stability in your life, then you're gonna look at that like, oh man, nobody got time for all that. But at the same time, you still hurting because you never had it. I never had it. You know, um, I'll be the first to tell you, I didn't meet my mother till I was 19. So my foundation was broken already right there. So at the end of the day, you know, um, I've been shipped all around. When I was young, I got shipped to my grandmother's house, and let me tell you, it wasn't a good, comfortable place because I had my cousins, those shade, and I had to get my cousin them hand me downs. When they got clothes, I had to get my cousin them hand down. I don't know, they tell me they love me, but do I get a phone call or do I get a text to say, you know what, hey man, I don't want nothing. I'm just calling to tell you how you doing, just because I love you. I do more reaching out than anything because I want that unity. I thrive for that compassion with family. Some of them I just want to stay the hell away from. That's just the truth of it. But at the same time, but I still got to show love. I still got to show that compassion. I still got to show I want unity. I used to be the butt end of everybody's jokes when I was little coming up because I didn't have that foundation under my feet. It was broken. It was cracked. It was demolished. But God brought me through where I'm at today in my life, and I'm thankful because at the end of the day, if it weren't from Him, I'd probably be dead somewhere or locked up with 100 years. So this is why I'm telling you, if it weren't for my sisters, you know, and I miss both of my sisters, and the thing about it is I have not mourned their death because that's my way. If I feel like I let them go, if I mourn, and I can talk to my sisters about anything. It's nothing that I couldn't talk to them about because us three, knew where we come from. When my cousin them, they had their foundation with their mom and dad, even though it was cracked, but they still had that foundation with mom and daddy in the house. Like I say, I didn't meet my mother till I was 19. That does not make me um, use that as a scapegoat not to make something by myself because when you come an adult, you make your own decision. It's up to you to allow stuff to hold you back because now when you use certain situations, you use them as a scapegoat to not be successful in your life, not nobody else around you, in your life, because we all want something out of life. We all want to do something out of life. But sometimes parents can be a hindrance in your kid's life. So it's best for them sometimes to stay out of the kid's life because why? The kids can prosper, the kids can grow, the kids can really be something because sometimes parents can be a hindrance. But family is really interesting. You know, sometimes family can be loving, caring, and understanding. But then you got some of those family members, man, you just look at them like, mm. If I punch you in the face and I hurt you, I know I'm going to jail because I already know you're going to definitely press charges on me. So sometimes some family members are not good for you. But, sometimes you have to look at it that, hey, I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to continue to reach out. You ain't got to answer your phone. You ain't got to say hello. You don't have to respond to texts. But at the same time, I'm still going to do my part because uh, I'm not here to try to caress your ego. No, it's not about caressing the ego. It's about that unity, building a bridge because the bridge in the Hunt family has been broken for so long. Don't nobody want to put it back together because of the secrets, the lies, and no unity. Everybody think that this family is functional, but this family is so damn dysfunctional. It's not even funny no more. You know, I caught so much slack from that first, which I don't care because I'm still gonna be me. Whether you like it or you love me or you hate me. I don't lose no sleep at night. How you feel about me? Because I know you're my family member. I still gotta love you. In spite of you can talk about me, man. I'd rather for you to I can respect you more. You come to me, call me, and say, Ron, I got a problem with you. I got this, I respect you more than you talking behind my back because only cowards do that. Only suckers do that. Because you're an adult now. You're not no 3-year old, 4-year old, 5-year old talking nonsense. You're an adult. You gotta come straight at the person that you have a problem with in the family. That's the only way the healing process is gonna start. That's the only way things gonna get resolved. If you constantly walking around with an attitude, nothing's gonna get resolved. Or when the cousin come in the room, you rolling out, or you get up and leave. It's nothing gonna get resolved at all. It's nothing going. How can you say you're an adult just because you pay your own bills and that don't make you an adult? Adult do adult things as far as communicate. That's what adult is. Adult gonna do things that's gonna make them adult, doing positive things, doing uplifting things, and talking to family members, even though they grew up together. But you still can grow up with a family member and still kill them. It's just like that because people have their own mindset. People have their own way. But sometimes you hear that family members shot each other, and sometimes you just be like, man, what happened with that family? And then it goes back to in the black culture, not saying it's in the white culture, Chinese culture, Pakistani, but in the black culture, nobody talks about mental health. And mental health in the black family is not being discussed at all. They sweep it under the rug. So if a family member is having a mental issue, mental breakdown, they don't want to talk about that. They'll hide it, push it under the rug, or they're trying to make excuses for it. No, the only way to deal with things in life, man, you got to face them head on. Even though it hurts, even though it bothers you, but at the same time, you got to deal with it because it's not going anywhere. No matter how much you feel about a person, it's not going anywhere. It's not. So you have to look at yourself and say, man, what can I do to make a better person of me? It's not about trying to please somebody or have somebody think highly thoughts of you. It's not about that. It's all about how can I make my imprint in this earth as a good person? How can I love my family member and let my family member know I love them? You gotta walk it, man. And sometimes it's rough because you got them family members, man, that's off the chain, but you still gotta love them. no matter what. That's still your family member. You know, you know, I'm still mourning my cousin Reggie, man. That was my ace, man. You know, I love that dude, man. And that dude loved me because he told me. You know what I'm saying? When me and him be together, man, he'll just come out the mouth and say, hey, man, I love you, man. It's okay to tell people you love them, man, and not want nothing. It's okay to tell people, hey, man, look, I'm just calling to tell you, hey, man, I just haven't heard your voice in a while. So I'm reaching out to let you know, man, hey, I love you. And sometimes you don't want to hear that because if you never heard the word love, it's a strange word to you because you never heard it from your mama or your dad. My dad don't even tell me he loved me. And the sad part about it, I love my dad, but today my dad don't even tell me that he loved me or he's proud of me. But yet he'll tell my other sisters that he loved them and tell their grandkids that they love them. But the thing about it is that's between him and God. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I still have to show my love to him because the scriptures say you honor your mother and father your days to be longer on this earth. So I gotta respect them. And I gotta mean it. I can't hold that against my mother, what her and my father did. I can't use that as an excuse in my life and be a bum in my life. No, because at the end of the day, that's who I that's those my parents. And and I just want to say thank y'all for allowing me to express about family and give you a little history on my family. Um, but at the same time, who do you really love, man, when you say that you love yourself, but you treat yourself like crap? I know it's about family, but I got so much stuff that I want to talk about because it needs to be talked about. It needs to be discussed because sometimes people feel like certain topics is that's taboo. That's how is it taboo if you never talk about it? If you discuss it, it won't be taboo no more. We set our own banners on ourselves on certain situations. We set our own traps. Like if we know that we're mad with somebody, we'll just hold our anger in, not go to the person and say, look, I need to talk to you one on one. I do, because at the end of the day, I have to get it off me, man. It's interrupting my sleep. So I gotta talk to you. So, you know, it's just so much that's in the family, man, that healing process. Just for prime example, look at a glass. How you think they make glass? Fire. And when that glass come out, that glass is pretty. Any design they put on that glass or they shape that glass, they went through fire to get it to where it need to be. All I'm saying is go through the fire and see how your outcome be with your family member. Call a family member that you never called before. Sometimes we all drop the ball. Nobody's perfect. We're human. We're gonna make mistakes. But how can I recoup or capitalize on my mistake? No matter how much I'm mad with you, I gotta talk to you. We got to get back in the transition of being transparent with each other. We got to get back into loving each other. We got to get back into the mentality of showing love, not only acting it, because love is a noun. It's an action. You got to show it. You got to give it. And some people don't know how to give it because you got to understand people never show love. If you never show love, how you going to give it to somebody you never show how to love? And this is why you got parents, because the mother supposed to show the son how to treat a woman, and the father's supposed to show the daughter what to look for in a man. These are characteristics that you look for in a man. But how can you show it when half many men don't even have it? Half many men don't even know what that is because they come from a broken home. If you come straight from the projects, you ain't gonna never hear your parents tell you that they love you. And if they do, thank God for your parents. Some parents, man, are hurting and they're transferring their hate and their emotions to their kids. So now, prime example for a baby daddy and a baby mother. For example, the baby mama hates the baby daddy is because the baby daddy moved on, but he still take his responsibility. So she'll tell the kid, your daddy ain't no good, because the child is still 3 and 4 or 5. So the child don't know what's going on. The child gotta see what reality is once the child come to understanding what the mother is, because you got a lot of mothers, and don't get it twisted. A lot of no good boys, you're not a man just because you're anatomy. You got a lot of boys that perpetrating the fraud as a man, hurt our black queens, put our black queens in a certain situation, hurt our queens to where our queens don't have no choice but to try to make it, try to survive. Because why he dropped his seed off and he went about his business. So now that leaves the mother taking care of the kids. So now the mother got to work 2 or 3 jobs just to try to keep a roof because this dude thinking he just dropped his seed off and gone about his business. So women, I hold you accountable who you open your legs up to. You know, you got the decision who you open your legs up to. Don't pot your little legs like the Red Sea just because he's cute. Investigate that dude. See what he's about. Have more conversation. Put the alcohol, put the weed down, and have a heart-to-heart talk with him to see what his mindset is before you crack your legs like Humpty Dumpty. That's just the truth of it. You know, and men, don't go around putting your anatomy and everything just because she got a fat backside that could be fake. Men, you got to hold yourself accountable. Go for women too. You got to hold yourself accountable because if you're not holding yourself accountable, you lay down with something like my grandma always told me. If you lay down with anything, you're bound to get fleas. And that means that you're going to get a problem that you're not going to be able to get rid of. Now, you got some baby mothers out here that are vicious. I mean, vicious. That'll take you to child support, bring you to courts every 20 days, every 60 days, because they want to let you know they're in pain. You caused that. So this is why a lot of our women are running to other women is because of these little boys out here that keep hurting these women. But women, you got to ask yourself too, when you going to hold yourself accountable? When you going to say that, I got to hold myself to a higher standard because I want my baby to have good hair. I want my baby to have pretty eyes. Do you know how ignorant you sound? But this is the mentality of people. And I always say that everybody is not made to have kids. Just because you got a vagina and your anatomy, that doesn't give you the right to go out here and produce kids. Because if you're not stable in the mind, not forget the finances. If you're not stable up here, then your ashes gonna be all destroyed when you have this kid. Because now, especially they young as 13 and 14-year-old having kids now. These are babies themselves, and they get grandma, grandpa to take care of the baby, and the baby grows up thinking grandpa and grandma are the mother and father, and the daughters out here so-called living their best life on Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat. So this is why I say that sometimes the truth is hard to swallow, and that's why my show is called Raw and Truth Hunt. Oh, I get the truth thrown at me all the time. I still gotta swallow it. Even though I drank a whole gallon of water with it, that it'll be hard because we got so comfortable with someone telling us a lie and we accept the lie. Because the more that you accept the truth, the more you'll do better. The more you will have a better understanding of who you are. The more you will see who you are. And we all make mistakes because we're human. But you still got to investigate who you lay down with, women. You have to. because you got to remember, you are the earth. Yeah, the man is the one that comes plant the seed in the earth, but you carry life in your womb. You are the queen of the earth because your womb is valuable. You can't let every farmer in your yard, because sometimes you got farmers that got bad seeds and it won't grow. And what I mean by that, it won't grow up right because it's not nourished. It's not being nurtured right. This is why I've seen a lot of stuff on these platforms that they got the kid when they pants sagging, cigarette behind the ear, do rag on his head, and a gun in his pants. This is why I say everybody's not meant to have kids. And I think people that should have kids, I think they passing all these dumbass laws. The United States is only out for United States. I can go on with that, but United States is only for United States for themselves. But to me, I think before anybody have kids, I think they need to go to counseling. Just like you go to counseling for marriage, I think you need to go to counseling for having kids. Because now you're giving people options to make sure this is what they want in their life. You sit in front of that lying preacher, telling the preacher what you want, and y'all be messed up. He looking at the finance part because y'all gotta pay him to get married in his church. So at the end of the day, you should go to counseling. And I ain't talking about go and see the jack-legged preacher. I mean, go see a preacher that's living for God, want to die by God, and go to that preacher, man, and say, look, I want a child, but I gotta make sure that I'm right. So this is why I'm talking to you. Go to therapy before you start having kids. If you notice, the white culture, they start having their kids in their 30s. And the thing about it is, we as black folks, we are some lovable people, man. We are very compassionate people that, you know, that love, but we don't know how to show it because we think that we're showing love to a person, but we're actually hurting a person. Because these little things you say out your mouth can be very damaging to a person. So I just want to say thank you. Allow me to come into you guys' vision in your ears one more time. I'm not gonna hold you. You guys have a good one.